right, I'm over here with Josh from Byrna, and he's going to show us the Byrna LE. You guys remember when I did the video on the SD over here? So now we're going to take a look at the LE. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, the SD's been one of the best sellers that we've had, you know, for the last few years. And last year we came out with the LE. Kind of the upgraded version of the SD. Obviously, the biggest difference is it is a little bit longer. That's because it takes 12 grams CO2, whereas the SD takes 8 grams. That 12 gram combined with a brand new valve assembly inside allows us to squeeze out a lot more power. So your SD is shooting at about 280 feet per second. The LE is shooting at about 340. So we're getting a lot more power, a lot more energy coming out of the LE. It also includes upgraded sights. We got these really cool, these little fiber
optic
sights. Yeah. So
it almost looks like there's a compensator on here on the end.
It's what it looks like. It's really just there to make sure.
A little more barrel?
Well, to accommodate the 12 gram CO2 because it is a little bit bigger.
Got it.
So, yeah, and then we have a whole new trigger design. Obviously, we understand that, you know, you got to get used to the trigger on the SD. The LE, the trigger is probably about half as heavy and is way cleaner brakes. So we're able to redesign that configuration between the LE or between the trigger and the valve assembly. So, so LE's doing very, very popular. Everybody's loving it. A lot of power. Just an absolute lot of power.
I was really surprised. I had a piece of like a metal tray, and it poked a hole through it with just the plastic rounds.
Drill a hole right through it. Now we're getting even more power out of that.
Yeah, that's very cool. Now I saw you had some long guns down here. We're gonna go over to the long guns and check them out real quick.
So our TCR has been one of our best sellers on the long gun side. Reason being, it's kind of a hybrid between our, you know, some of the other long guns and the handheld launchers as well. So it utilizes the same hole pierce technology. So it uses 12 gram CO2 cartridge. It actually goes inside right here.
Cool.
But once you close that, it doesn't pierce it just like the pistol.
Right.
My primary magazine is 12 rounds. I can hold 12 rounds, and then I can hold 7 rounds in a backup magazine back here. So I can put 19 rounds on the launcher, CO2 in it, it's ready to go. I put it wherever I need it. All I got to do is take it off, pull the trigger, and just like in the handguns, I can start piercing the CO2 and start sending rounds.
That's one of the coolest things I like is the fact that you don't have to pop the CO2 just to store it.
It's just ready to go whenever you need it.
Yep, very, very cool.
And then the Mission 4 obviously is a, as you can see, it's a AR-based platform. How fast do they go? It's an AR-based platform, so now we're increasing in the capacity and capability. We have operates off of 2 19-round magazines here. They're coupled. You can actually take them apart as well if you'd like. This also gives you the opportunity, if you want to carry 2 different types of ammo in the same, you know, like on the gun, you can. You know, I can put my kinetic in one, I can put my pepper in the other, and switch back and forth as needed.
Very cool.
Our consumer version is powered off of 88 gram CO2 cartridge back here. So you're going to get about 60 to 70 rounds out of that CO2 cartridge. We also have our law enforcement variants that have high pressure air. So they get a bigger tank back there. It allows them to shoot a little bit more.
Very cool.
One of the cool safety features of this and longevity features of it is a positive air disconnect. So this will actually remove all the air from the system and lock it back in the bottle. So now I can kind of lock it here. I can make sure that the system's not under pressure, discharged, even in between uses.
Very cool.
And then the MOR is one of our law enforcement workhorses. It's only available law enforcement. It does come in full auto. It fires over 20 rounds per second. It's absolutely devastating. But it's great for our civil disorder units, riot control.
Right.
Definitely been a workhorse for a long time.
It almost kind of looks like a paintball gun, but it really isn't.
So the design is very similar. And a lot of that is because, look, that's been the workhorse in the industry for the last 20 years.
Right.
So, you know, it's very easy to use. They're used to using something. They're used to using something very similar. So now we're providing them with that, you know, with that opportunity to do the same thing.
Very cool. All right, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.